Welcome back to Money with Mission. It is me, Dr. Felecia Froe, your host of this podcast and CEO founder of Money with Mission and Wealth Builders. At our company, we believe that every woman should have the financial ability to walk away from any job, any relationship that is not in her best interest. We work at helping women, helping you build passive income so that you can have options in the way you work and the way you live. You can leave the legacy that you want to leave to your family and to this earth. To that end, today we have Skye Logan, who is CEO of PhilanthroInvestors. Skye has been on the show before, back in September. PhilanthroInvestors is forever evolving, so we wanted to have him back to hear about what they've got going on now. Brief introduction to Skye. Skye's quote is, "Success is not just about making money. It's about making a difference, leaving a legacy, and lifting others up along the way." That speaks so much to my heart and what what Money with Mission is about. Skye is not only the CEO of PhilanthroInvestor, but also a dedicated father of 6 with another child on the way. From starting his work in business life at a very young age of 12, he has consistently pursued personal development, overcome a ton of challenges like we all have, and dedicated himself to helping others. His long history of volunteer and humanitarian work reflects a deep commitment to making a difference. His leadership at PhilanthroInvestors is driven by his mission to restore life essentials and support others. His journey is motivated by a profound dedication to improving lives and bringing balance to the investment world. Skye's personal experiences and unwavering commitment to his family inspire his efforts to infuse sanity and compassion into investment practices. Sanity and compassion into investment practices. Through PhilanthroInvestors, Skye aims to bridge the gap between impactful investing and genuine humanitarian efforts, ensuring that every investment contributes to a greater good. His role as CEO is not merely a career move, but a commitment to making a meaningful impact on the world. Welcome to the show, Skye. So you guys, hey, I've been working with PhilanthroInvestors for quite some time. I am an investor in one of their companies, OriginClear. I am a PhilanthroInvestor ambassador. Should you choose to invest with PhilanthroInvestor, whether you do it after you talk to me or go straight to that company, I will be paid not out of your investment, but from the company. So I just need you guys to know that. So I'm fully transparent with everything. Money with Mission does get paid when you invest with PhilanthroInvestors. It is not from your money that you're investing with them. Your money goes fully to work for you. All right. Thank you. Enjoy the show. Enjoy listening to Skye. Remember, he was on back in September. So if you don't remember much about him, you can go back and listen to that intro also. Take care. Oh, by the way, hey, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Subscribe to the podcast, subscribe to our YouTube channel. I would really, really appreciate it. And I appreciate a 5-star review. And if you don't want to give me a 5-star review, please send me an email and let me know why and what I could do to earn your 5 stars. Thank you.
Be the change you want to see. Make a difference by giving your money a purpose, a mission to do good. Welcome to Money with Mission, where we show you how to create passive income so that you have options for how to work and how to live your life while leaving a legacy of positive social impact.
Hey guys, here's Skye, and he is the CEO of PhilanthroInvestor, and we've had him on the show before, but they're always bringing in new and interesting things for us to invest in, and that's what we're here to talk about today. We are going to cover PhilanthroInvestor in general and get into everything, but Skye, welcome. It's good to see you again. Nice to be talking to you. Skye was just telling me he moved in Puerto Rico, has been there for a while, just moved. They have a new baby on the way. Lots of excitement going on in his life, in addition to the work he's doing. Welcome back, Skye. Thanks.
Thanks for having me on again. Doc, can I just say Doc? I love saying the word Doc.
You can say Doc. You can say Doc. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to grab a carrot. What's up, Doc?
Yeah, as long as your listener base is a certain age, they'll understand that.
No, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, there's people that are like, what? What's up, Doc? What is that? Anyway, so just give a brief overview because you guys, you can go back. It was around September that Skye was on before, and we really got into what PhilanthroInvestors is and their whole philosophy. Give a brief overview of PhilanthroInvestors and what you guys are doing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's a great question. So the big overview. So we're a holding company or a mothership, if you will, for a lot of portfolio companies. And what we want to do is we want to support philanthropic. So they're for-profit philanthropic companies. And what we want to do is I want people to make money. I want my investors to make money, but I want to leverage innovative tech to solve water issues or air issues or education issues or all these major global problems and create a company. And sometimes they start out as a nonprofit, and to help support them a little bit more, you can turn that to a for-profit model where investors do make basically a average market return, if not slightly better, with that company solving air, let's say, and it's handling that issue because we're really about global issues and solving those. And I'm all about individuals making money, but I'm an 80-20 rule guy. But when it's flipped, when the top men in the company are driving Ferraris and Lambos and all that, and that the issue is not being solved, I take issue with that. It needs to be flipped around the other way. So that's something that we do when we source these deals, these opportunities, and these companies for our community. We have a community of about 500 plus investors, LPs, that we syndicate all of the opportunities out to. And they expect that we know the team, we vetted them. I have a whole legal team, and our due diligence, our dating period with these companies and the founders is quite long because we really want to make sure they're on the up and up, and they're startups, they're early. Some of them are pre-revenue. So you really have to make sure it's a really strong team and their vision and their mission for growth and changing the planet is really there.
Okay. So PhilanthroInvestors is a company that looks at, takes on, helps companies that are formed, may not be making money yet, or they might be making money. And they are companies that are changing or affecting or working to affect some relatively big thing in the world. Like you said, water, air, education, and investors invest through PhilanthroInvestors into these companies and make a return from the company when the company starts making money. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly right.
Got it.
Yeah. And
All right.
we're at a point of it. I think it feels like we're at a point of an awakening where investors and people are starting they're caring more. They want a more fulfillment out of their money. I don't want to make my dollar to make another $1 or $2 or $3. I want it to breed offspring, but I want it to have an impact. And
Yes.
yeah. And you've seen it. I've seen it. It's coming. It's escalating greater and greater pace. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to be that steward, a planetary steward who's looking at these opportunities and vetting them, because investors like yourself who are involved and others, they don't have time. They don't know they don't have a legal team that can check the backgrounds, and they don't know how to exactly do that, where my team does. And so that's the service that we provide for our investors, and they make that return. And for our companies, we provide growth. These guys, sometimes they come in not even knowing what a P&L is sometimes, or whatever. They've never,
So really
their
early
go-to-market
stage folks sometimes. Yep.
Yeah, they
So-
don't have a go-to-market strategy. They need some international help. Maybe they're expanding into Nigeria or Jordan or Argentina. We're working to put recycling plants in coordination with the president of Argentina right now. In Argentina, they don't know how to go about doing that, where we as a big brother do.
So one of the things I talk about for most of the investors that I work with, first of all, thank you. Thank you so much. But in Money with Mission, that's my whole thing. We all need to and want to make money, but I believe that the majority of us also want to make a difference. So we can do that with the money that we make by investing in things that are also making a difference. So it's huge to me. And I remember when I had Yvonne on the show a long time ago, I was so jealous of him having the name PhilanthroInvestor. I'm like, okay, let me get over it. My name with Mission is pretty good. So we'll let it go.
That's funny.
Back to one of the things I really teach and work with, especially women who are just starting to invest, is having cash flow so that they can have options in the work that they're doing. So there are working surgeons, lawyers, people who are working day to day to day to day, and some making plenty of money, but sometimes they're stuck in that thing because that's their only source of income. So do you have companies that can give cash flow in addition to these ones that we're investing in and waiting for them to grow and do what they're going to do?
We do. Yeah, we have a lot of different, when we interview our investors, we just have to ask them, what are they looking for? How much they looking to invest? They look for cash flow, or can they wait for a 3 to 5 year hold? What's a buy and
Mhm,
hold, as they say?
mhm.
What do they need and want? So we just have to do that in the interview. But yeah, we have currently some cash flowing, a real estate or housing company, which is called Equity and Help,
Mhm.
does cash flow. It's monthly distributions on that. And we have others coming along here shortly. They're going to be the same. So there's always opportunities since we're building that portfolio constantly. Like we just had a new partner and joint venture come in yesterday, literally hot off the press, as I was telling you earlier. So there's always new partnerships coming in and going, and we finish raises, and that's closed out because people missed the opportunity. They just missed the
Yeah.
boat. Like with our water company, they have a pre-IPO NASDAQ situation happening, and eventually people will miss out on that
Yeah.
opportunity. So there'll be others always
S-
coming and
is
going.
Opportunities like buses, you guys. One goes by, another one's going to come. Don't panic. I
Yep.
do want to be transparent, as Skye alluded to. I am an investor in one of their companies, Origin Clear. It is about solving water problems starting in the United States. And I know this company is going to go global, and it's the one in that pre-IPO state that I'm really, really excited about. Again, it's not a cash flow opportunity. So you really have to have conversations about how much money are you willing to have out there, because it is perceived as a little more risk. Bigger than that, though, if you don't know anything about PhilanthroInvestors, go to their site or give me a call, and you can always call me. We can talk it through so you have an idea of what they do and where they're going and what's happening there, so that when you have that money that you're willing to put out there, we're ready to go. So you said equity and help. We talked about Origin Clear. I know you've got some medical companies on board. Talk about those. We've had David Quinney on. You guys are still working with them, with their company?
Yeah. Yeah. With Fios Health, which is going fantastic, about to start the clinical and pilot on Fios Health, which is
Mhm.
fantastic. And that would be, again, that information can be found on our website, which I'm sure you'll provide to your listeners.
Yep.
Absolutely fantastic opportunity, huge upside on the investment side of it. But on all of these, just it's almost not pointless, but they're all going to be great financial opportunities. It's just whether or not you need cash flow or you can wait for it. And yeah,
Yeah.
all of your
Yeah.
listeners need to talk to you so you can walk them through and suggest some stuff, because you know a lot about our portfolio. So, but with Fios Health, it's about buy and holds. Okay. And that is a huge opportunity being a doctor yourself. And I used to own and operate 3 different holistic inpatient drug and alcohol detoxes and had several doctors on my staff. And it's all holistic. And I was raised in a medical family.
Mhm.
So it's funny, I steered away from that and went holistic and chiropractic and acupuncture and this and that. And so I want to steer away from the disease-based model of medicine
Yeah.
and the pills. And you got a problem, take a pill, right? You don't feel, whether mental or physical, it's like, hey, let's resort to a pill.
Treat
It's
a
like, no, no, no.
symptom. Treat a
Yeah,
symptom is our system right now, is we're treating symptoms. Go ahead.
that,
I interrupted
that's
you. You're
right.
gonna go.
They're trading a symptom as opposed to preventing that from coming about. So Fios Health Network will absolutely be able to detour that. The technology, it's using AI, advanced AI technology stack. They have built out what they call Predictus AI. So imagine looking not only at your blood work, but your genomics, your microbiome, environment. And imagine that one of the most advanced AI systems you can imagine, taking all of these data markers for you, everything about you, your family history, looking at your parents or grandparents or just gene wise. And it
Mhm.
good. What's the likelihood? It's all right that someone's going to head into, they're pre-diabetic now, it's going to escalate into this point, or there's actually markers indicating a 27% chance that they're actually heading toward cirrhosis or whatever happens,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
right? And so it's create 87% of diseases and deaths in the US right now come from 10 different diseases, right? And if you can prevent that, lung cancer, if you can prevent heart attacks, if you can prevent a lot of this, you're deterring a lot of that money loss that's going into the medical industry, but you're improving people's lives, obviously.
And what Fios is doing is helping you predict that better than just saying, oh, my father has diabetes, my mother has diabetes, my likelihood to have it is high, which we know that, but looking specifically at you, it can give you even more information than just the basic family health history that we do in the office. We can talk about that for a long time
That's
because
right.
I can.
And on top of that,
things
it's just and it's all on your phone. It's all super secure in your cell phone, your entire health record. When I arrived to Puerto Rico here, if I would have had access and I could have just shared my data records on secured line to my doctor, EKGs, all my scans, MRIs, blood labs, anything and everything, just send it over to him. They would have had the entire. So you have this cohesive, as opposed to bring it from this manila file folder system out of all these disconnected data points to one entire system.
Yeah.
It provides a much better picture and much better health treatments for all.
There's a lot of questions. I have a lot of questions, and when David and I talked about a lot of these things, I might need to get him back on here because thinking about how that's going to affect your insurance, thinking about what if it gets hacked, thinking about people who can't afford it, what's there. And I know that Fios has a lot of those things in there it's not unthought of things, you guys. And I can't remember what episode David was, but we'll get him back on here so we can just update everything about what Fios is doing. But I really like what they're doing. Really do. Again, it is not a cash flow company. It's an invest in, watch them grow, wait until they have their exit or do however and I don't remember what their exit was, what kind of thing they were planning to do. But that's when you're going to make your money. What else you got going on? What else is new over there at PhilanthroInvestors?
Yeah, good. So new, well, the environment touched on, we built that up to, which is cleaning up plastics and various things, focusing on plastic bottles, big time at the moment. A lot of work happening in Nigeria with the Minister of Economic Environment there, Jordan, Goa District of India, steel, a lot of stuff happening in EU, working with the current president of Argentina to implement recycling. We're actually going to be building our first recycling center.
In Argentina?
In Argentina, yep. Yep. Sponsored, built by Z-Loop. And so it's one of many right now because the recycling system in Argentina is absolutely horrific. So we're spearheading, tip of the spear on improving the entire recycling program and systems throughout the country, starting with different districts right now, starting in San Luis and kind of going out from there. And so that's taken off like crazy, super well.
And I know people are thinking it's recycling, that's everywhere. But it's about incentivizing people to recycle. Like we can recycle. Some people do, and many people don't. I'm sure in California, people are thinking, what the heck? People aren't recycling? I live in Oklahoma. People do not recycle. Why? They're not incentivized. Z-Loop is looking at ways to incentivize you to recycle by actually paying you to do it. So that's their base. That's the basis of their model. And we've had, I can't remember their CEO's name on the show also. So
yeah, that's right. Eric Schaffner.
We'll put all these notes in there so you can go back and pop into those and hear exactly what's going on.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, it's fully built out. People can find it on Android or iOS, the Z-Loop app. But you're right. So when you and I were kids, so I was born and raised in Northwest Arkansas. So I'm a Duke boy at heart. And there in the Ozarks, when we were younger, we'd collect our bottles and we'd ride our bike to this container, right? The recycling drop point. And I joke with people, but it's pretty true that they pull their little rocks out of the cans or bottle, anything you might have snuck in, but they'll give you your money, right? Well, nowadays you don't quite have that system, especially in third world countries, second world countries, et cetera. So Z-Loop, like you said, I'm going to pay them. Good. If they're idle and everyone's got a cell phone, good. Just collect up all your stuff. You take a picture of it and you get paid in digital currency. And right now it's exchangeable for goods and food. And that's part of the build out is exchanging that with cash eventually. Yeah. But yeah, we have some families that are doing fantastic and doing this pretty majorly to help support their families. So
Nice.
that's what they're
Nice.
doing. Yeah.
Okay. What else you guys got? So we talked about medicine, Fios. We've talked about water, Origin Clear. We've just talked about Z-Loop, plastics and recycling. So we're helping people live longer. We're cleaning up water. And we didn't even go into water infrastructure. Riggs is coming on soon, and we'll go into that a little bit more about why we need water systems that are better than what we've got. We just talked about plastics and recycling. What else?
Yeah. So good. Newest off the press right now, newest partner is Primavax, which is an immuno-oncology company. Okay. And what that means, immuno-oncology. So Primavax, so right now they're in clinical trials or phase 2. Phase 1's complete. They have approved phase 2 clinical trials about to start up. So immuno-oncology. So it's a great thing. This is absolutely a fascinating, and you as a doctor might immediately understand what that means. But so what they're using, they're using novel therapies to create an immunoresponse. So when someone goes through a cancer treatment, their body goes through the immunology. It builds up an immune response to the cancer, right? So just imagine that you can create that immunoresponse that exactly mimics that targeted cancer, say melanoma, which is going to be one of their first targets. Exactly as melanoma has the exact same immunoresponse as dengue virus. So they have a strain of dengue virus that produces the exact same immunoresponse that this melanoma does, right? And so phase 1 trials was very significant and very, very positive. So they're basically pioneering the world, as they say, we're pioneering the world's first use of dengue virus in the oncology virotherapy, right? To help treat the cancer failed. So PD-1 is along with cancer treatments and various stuff and different drugs, they want to target some of these and help, as opposed to, it went through my family. I think cancer has touched all of us. My mom went through it. I've had other family go through it. And I don't think cancer hasn't touched anyone's life at this point. So being able, on the philanthropic side of it, it's a no-brainer. But imagine not being able to have to pay $250,000 for a round of treatments kind of thing would be pretty huge on pocketbooks, not to mention what happens through the full chemo phase.
Right.
And being able to prevent that, right? On a 30-day, technically 28-day cycle. So very huge that, the current partners, U.S. Army, Rush Medical, Rush University, University of Pittsburgh, and now PhilanthroInvestors. So
they're using a virus, dengue virus, in making a vaccine to be used in people who have melanoma to help increase their immune response. Is that what
Yeah, it's not a vaccine. It's literally they infect them. And it's not so if you actually look at it's actually not the very first treatment in virology. There's actually, it's not a brand new thing, but it's a novel therapy on cancer treatments. And it's absolutely fantastic, fascinating. And I never even heard of it until I connected with them. I'm like, what? I've never heard of this. So this is what we do every single week. Felecia, I'm meeting people that I'm like, what? I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. How do people find you? How do these companies find you, or how do you find them to be able to then introduce these companies to investors who are like, oh my God, I've been looking for something like this to give my money into, that I'm willing to let my money sit out there while you guys figure out what the heck would make this work. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Just through our network. Like I said, we have a constantly growing global network of investors and just our community. And they drop in my lap. It's easy to find us, at least my calendar. So sometimes I have people drop into my calendar if they make it through my assistant or something. But they find us either through me being on stage, me speaking, podcasts like yourself. Someone will reach out instead of investing. They'll go, hey, I have a guy in the Philippines a couple of weeks ago reached out to me and goes, hey, I saw you on Block Podcast and I have this thing. I have a vision to completely clean up all of the air throughout blah, blah. And here's my information and here's my data. So anyways, So they reach
Like,
out, they find me in a lot of different ways.
interesting. So this has just made me start thinking about this a little bit differently, because I meet people all the time who've got something. A woman just came to my mind. She's got this thing to help with this. And I was like, now I'm like, oh my God, how come I never thought about introducing? Anyway,
Yeah, you could
so
absolutely introduce them to me. Go to the website, and there's all over. You can see my on the homepage or whatever. They can connect with me. But no, I'm looking to raise capital. I'm constantly raising capital in these different areas. So if someone is interested in deploying some capital, some percentage of, or just wants to talk about,
yeah,
not even now, sometimes later, next year. Quite often, it's a 12-month plan. Hey, I've already deployed capital, or I've already
yeah.
we have a nonprofit. If someone needs a tax solution, they can contribute to these, and they can donate or contribute the money into the fund. It's 100% tax deductible fund, and they get immediately a tax write-off, 100% of whatever they contribute. And those funds will go into our different projects and initiatives. So I have a lot of different ways that if they don't want to be an investor, they just want a tax write-off and they want to donate.
So I like what I'm going to say, what I think I just heard is that waiting until you have the money is not necessary.
That's right.
Understanding what your options are is key, and getting in, you just going to the website, calling me. We can have a conversation. I can get you connected to people who really are going to explain things to you, because I know that's a thing. Sometimes you just think you're going to get sold. No, that's not what PhilanthroInvestors is about. Yes, they want you to invest, and they want you to be happy, and they want you to put your money where it works best for you with as little risk as possible. And remember, all investing has risks. None of us are financial advisors, but it's about making the world a better place. I'm sorry, just a basic thing is that is the goal. Money with Mission, PhilanthroInvestors, we want the world to be better with the money that we're making, and we want to return on that money that's out there, whether it's a decrease in your taxes or whether it's money coming back that you'll figure out how to deal with the taxes later. So that's the bottom line. It's just, I don't know how this is not such a no-brainer for people. You've got passive income streams. You've got money out there just so you can have it, so that when that company hits, you're going to make some money. You can diversify your full portfolio amongst all the things you care about with PhilanthroInvestors.
That's what we're creating. I'm creating one-stop shop for every single taste, no matter what people want to invest in. Oh, and like you said, no matter what, if they cash flow or capital growth or whatever, or even donation, I'm creating an entire universe where they could just come to it, and we will have something for everyone.
Okay, perfect. So I would love for anybody listening to this who wants to talk more about PhilanthroInvestors, however you want to do it. But if you want to book a call with me, get on the site, book a call with me. Let's talk about it. If you'd rather go straight to talking to Skye, go to the PhilanthroInvestor website and book a call with Skye. If you know somebody who's got a thing that can change the world but is having trouble getting the money, getting flushing out the full idea, get them contacted with Skye, and Skye will help. Anything else, Skye? What am I missing on this whole thing? Sorry.
No, you hit it all.
Absolutely.
No, you hit it all. And you and I have the same train of thought. Money with Mission, PhilanthroInvestors. It's absolutely just stepping up. Use your money. It's increasing responsibility. Use your money. It's the same thing if you don't like something in the world, vote with your dollars, right? We've heard that. Vote with your dollars. If something is not what you like, or some store supports something you don't like, or some candidate, or some this or some that, good. Don't give them your money.
Yeah.
So the same thing, you got to use that money, that dollar bill, responsibly, and increase your, as we say, the conscious level of investing, or conscious level of responsibility. And that's all. That's why I want to do with anyone. I want a better planet. We've got 6 kids and 1 on the way, as we talked about earlier. I have a huge legacy. I want a better planet. I would hate for my children and my children's children to be in a dilapidated, destroyed planet.
Yeah.
Right. I want it to be beautiful. I want it to be as awesome as the 80s were for me. Right.
With people that care. And I think there's plenty of people out there that care, but we get beat down because I feel like there's nothing I can do. It's just overwhelming. And it is, until you start looking at the pieces. What do you care about? and then go find out the way to help in that area. We don't have to fix it all ourselves. Plenty of people care about everything. And by that, I care about what I care about. Skye cares about what he cares about. And all of us will get it covered if we just get out there and work to make a difference. Vote with your dollars, put them out there to work for you and everybody else too.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Skye. I really, really appreciate it. This is really good. I always get pumped up when I talk to you.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Doc.
Again, however you want to connect, whether you come through me, Money with Mission, to have a call to talk about PhilanthroInvestor, or go directly to PhilanthroInvestor. It will be in the show notes on how you can make that happen. Until next week, have fun. Thanks, Skye.
You've been listening to Money with Mission. There are projects happening right now where you can have a great financial return while positively affecting the lives of others. To learn more about our opportunities, go to moneywithmission.com.